Hey guys! So, recently I've taken up giving Ratchet lessons to people who probably should have stopped trying a long time ago, but didn't. The basic suburban struggle breaks my heart. I'm not an expert or anything, but it really doesn't take much to be Ratchet. The least I could do was share what little linguistic knowledge I have with you. So, here are my top 4 Ratchet words and phrases. Number 4, real talk. Okay, so real talk is a phrase that I've never really understood the existence of. Like, what's the point of differentiating between what is real talk versus, like, what is fake talk? Thankfully, though, fake talk is not an expression that currently exists in modern society, so that's good. As an average person, assuming you're not a politician, we should be able to assume that 90% of the things you say bear some legitimacy. That's, however, in the literal sense, which is how somebody who's not familiar with ratchet terminology or ratchetology would probably see it. However, in its intended sense, the word is a synonym for seriously. For those of you who are familiar with SpongeBob references, you might call it a sentence enhancer. On a day in Ratchetville, you might hear somebody say something like, "Real talk, I heard Jasmine's new weave got that mule hair though." Or, "Real talk, I heard LaQuisha about to smack her new man if he don't pay up that child support." Or, "Real talk, man, we all know it's you, so you better roll out." Number 3, AF. AF is a phrase that's mainly used textually. As far as where the apostrophe goes, some people put it between the A and the F, and some people put it after the F. If you really want to be ratchet, you can put it in front of the A, because everybody knows that in the word as, there's another letter that comes before the A. Although it is used mostly textually, if you were to pronounce it out loud, you would probably pronounce it like AFA. It's basically an exaggeration. I'm assuming you already know what the A and the F stand for, and if you don't, you're probably gonna have to look it up, because I'm not going to say it. But AF is just a shortening of something that's already an extremely short phrase. It's phrases like AFA that remind me of what I hated a lot when I was in middle school. I don't know if they still do this, but like in 6th grade, really ratchet people would type the word you and they would spell it YHU. It's not shortening it, it's not making it easier to type in any way. So, as far as YHU, why would you? Here are some examples of AFA. This club live AFA. That girl fine AFA. A more basic usage, let me Instagram this pumpkin spice latte because it is good AFA. Number 2, uglass and ugly. These two words are basically identical, so there's no need for me to differentiate between them. They basically mean the exact same thing, even though one of them is more conventionally used as an adjective. Uglass by itself is a mashup of the words ugly and ass, which I cannot say because hi mom. Uglass and ugly are what I think are the most versatile words in all of the Ratchet dictionary. They don't require a black scent to be used, and they can be used in different grammatical forms. A noun, wow, what an uglass you are. Adjective, what an uglass day we're having. Interjection, uglass. As far as ugla versus uglass, because you could pronounce it either way, it depends on the mood of the situation and the degree of the stupidity of the thing that you are uglassing. Casually, you might say, ugla! What you just saw me doing there, that little hand gesture thing, it is something that's often used as an accompaniment to the word uglass. Sometimes you don't even have to say uglass when you do this. That simple little flick of the hand is an inferred way of saying uglass. It's just a universal way of telling somebody they're ugly, except with your hand. The number 1 ratchet word of phrase on my list is mainbra. You can't go wrong with main, bruh. I don't think it's possible. This is a phrase that can be used both positively and negatively. It's like a universal sentence starter. It doesn't even matter what you say afterwards. You started off with main, bruh, and the rest of the sentence becomes basically irrelevant as far as content. Main, bruh. That autumn sunset is simply delightful. Basically, the main problem that people have with main bruh and other ratchet phrases is pronunciation. People have these insecurities about using black scents because they feel like they sound stupid to other people. What people refuse to recognize is that one of the main key elements of black scents is that little tinge of ignorance that they already have installed in them. So you gotta be careful with how much ignorance you're throwing in there. The main thing I would advise you to do is to just say the words and phrases slowly. As you advance in your journey down the path of ratchetology, the other little key parts of perfecting your black scent will come to you. But for now, as you are just a basic soul trying to find yourself in the field of ratchetology, I would suggest just speaking it slowly at first. Because eventually, once you get that down, you will be the kings and queens of Ratchet Friday. Because that is a thing. Something funny I noticed about these 4 words is that when you say them in reverse, you can make a completely comprehensible sentence. Man, bro, you ugly as fuck. Real talk. Other than the word you, that was a completely comprehensible sentence made of only those 4 words. That's one of the beauties of ratchetology. I hope no one felt singled out or offended by this video because everybody has the potential to be ratchet. But not everybody should.